My name is Luke Nelson. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Connecticut, the east coast of the US. So I wanted to come here not only for the water polo experience, but to become more independent as a person and to live by myself and get to experience new things and do something out of the ordinary. And as well as this, just have more water polo competition and learn technique better because everything was shut down in the US, so I came here and it was the perfect opportunity for me and I couldn't pass up on it. I think it was great. Being put on a club team was definitely one of my favorite parts, being able to go around and play with them. We qualified for the Spanish National Championship, so I'm really excited for that. So, and they also did a good job trying to integrate experiences in the city as well, where we got to go out some weekends and experience Barcelona. So it wasn't just water polo; it was also experiencing Barcelona. But besides that, yeah, just overall a great experience, and my water polo got a lot better. Yeah, so a typical day would be that I wake up at around 6:40. I will go and get breakfast and do my morning routine, and then we leave at 7:20 to go for a morning Bupa practice. And then once we finish with that, we go to gym for an hour, and then after gym we go back to the academy and we do school and everything. And then in the middle of the day we have a 2-hour break where the tennis players have practice. And then after this we go and finish up our last 2 classes. And in the nighttime we'll either have training here at Montjuic at the end, or we will go to Saint Feliu on Tuesdays and Thursdays to practice with the club team. And then weekends we'll have games. I'd love to go and play water polo. It doesn't matter to me whether it's on the East Coast or West Coast, but I want to be able to play in college and compete. That's kind of my end goal, main goal. It's been what I've been working so hard to get up to this whole time. It's definitely one of the reasons that I've came here, to improve my level. And academically, I want to be able to go to a good school that provides me with a good education while being able for me to play top level Division I water polo. So I'd say that's my main goal. And then maybe on from there. Yeah, yes, 100%. Technically wise, yes. Water polo wise, and then also just having all these connections and being able to learn a new, it's really a new game here in Europe. It's much more aggressive, and there's so many different aspects of the game that I just wouldn't have known otherwise. And yeah, just connections and just having this experience under my belt will definitely help me. Yeah, so the video, it's pretty much just a bunch of clips throughout your games, your club games. So my club team was Saint Feliu, and then pretty much someone would just come and film me specifically. And then later Bupa would get someone to edit the videos, and they put so much work into it, and they just composed all of the clips. And then also at Bupa, we have a Watley cam, which is pretty much underwater and above water, half-half. It's a camera which shows technique and game technique very well. So it's pretty much all of that composed into a professional video. So yeah, that's gonna help me a lot in terms of college-wise. It'll just be a bunch of clips from my games and of my experience here in Barcelona. So here, it's much more aggressive, and besides that, I just think that, well, here you kind of do everything with your club team. And I'm not saying you don't go and do things with your club team back in the US, but I think that there may even be more of a connection between, personally for me, I love my club team back home, and I have great connections with all the coaches. But here, like, I don't know, I have a sense of like, all these players have been playing together since a very young age, and they'll go, and I'm sure all of their main goals is going to be to play competitively at the top level with their clubs once they grow up. So I'd say the difference is that the clubs here, the clubs that you go to, all end up, they don't just finish at 18U, but they finish at a professional level. So they all have the opportunity to play at a top level where you can actually be paid to play the sport. So even if you start as an 8 and under, if you improve and keep on a good path of water polo and like training, you train hard, you have an opportunity to play with those exact kids that you've been with at such a young age at a high level where you can get paid like professional water polo. Like back home, our clubs, they don't have professional teams. You have to go to the Olympics or come here to Europe to play professionally, but like every single club here has a professional team. So like if I stayed here in Spain and kept on training with my club, I could probably end up playing professionally if that was what I wanted to do. Yeah, specifically, technically I think I was a good shooter, good passer, and everything like that when coming here, but I didn't know really how to use that in the game. So I think mentally and game situation has to be the main thing that I improved. Like knowing when to shoot, knowing when to pass. Also just being able to read the game and understand specific plays. So that was definitely up there. And then besides that, defensive displacement was also something that we focused on greatly. And just being able to move without the ball and understand the game, because my coaches made a great point that when you have the ball in your hand, that's probably about 5% of the whole game. But then the other 95%, you have to be prepared, you have to be moving, you have to be opening to get the ball so that you can make other passes. So I'd say displacements and offensive situations were also a main thing that I've learned while I was here, and being able to move without the ball. Yeah, I love the city. It's a beautiful place. We got to experience it multiple times. The food is probably my favorite part. Amazing food. But I think the best part was just being able to go and experience it with my team. So not individually, but as a team. So it's definitely an experience I'll remember. Yeah, here at Bupa, the coaches are definitely the top level. Each coach has a different way of coaching. So for example, we have one coach, Fidon, who still plays professionally with one of the club teams here. So he can kind of take what he knows and how he plays, and he takes his passion for water polo and puts it on us and like teaches us like personal experiences from his personal experience because of how much he loves the game and how much he understands it because he is a player. So just having that like third eye is really a plus when it comes to a coach. And besides that, all the coaches understand your specific goals and they want to help you achieve that. So it's not just everyone in the same practice. It's like they understand what you need to work on. So they always have different things to tell you, and they have specific things that they know that you need to work on. So for example, Keem, he's always telling me that like even when I shoot the ball, I must stay on my legs, or I must always stay on my legs, and I must always be aggressive. He knows that staying on my legs, like after a shot or something, is something that I don't always do. So for him to be able to correct me and just constantly remind me, because he knows that's something that's specific to me, is really helpful. I'd say take the opportunity. I was definitely not sure if I wanted to, because it's being away from home for a long time. It's 5 months. It may seem like a lot, which it is, but it's definitely worth the opportunity. Your water polo will improve, and it's a great experience just being here in Barcelona. As a person, you'll become much more independent. And we actually talked to or spoke with a professional player here. While we were on a trip here to Tenerife, Albert, and he was explaining to us that he once had the opportunity to go and play in Canada, away from home at like a water polo academy, and he passed up on the opportunity because he didn't want to miss practices back home. And he told us now, as he's one of the best players in the world, he told us now that that's an opportunity that'll never get back, that he completely regretted. So he was glad that we all took this opportunity, and I am as well.